Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look now and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Whoa, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, right now it's time for hemp.
Thank you for taking time for hemp.
I'm your host, Casper Leach. We are on the program today with Keith Stroup, founder of National NORML. Keith, we have had a lot of successes here in the cannabis movement these past couple of years. One of the things that I think is really exciting is what's been going on in the field of hemp. Get it? The field of hemp. So I thought you might kick off our conversation today with the topic of the field of hemp. It's now legal, right? And it's being grown in all the states. Is that what's going on?
Well, it's not quite as simple as the amendment to the 2018 Farm Bill sounded. In other words, at the time that amendment was approved, a lot of people who work on the industrial hemp issue had thought that it was all of a sudden legal to grow and sell industrial hemp. It's a lot more complicated than that. For one thing, before anything can happen in that regard, the Department of Agriculture is supposed to be issuing some regulations, and they're apparently in draft form and waiting for White House approval. Secondly, before you have to have a license from your state, and right now the state can't really grant those licenses that protect you from federal interference because they don't yet have the regs from the Department of Agriculture. But ultimately, it is a big change. I mean, the amendment to the 2018 Farm Bill basically took low THC hemp, below 0.03% THC, took it out of the Controlled Substances Act altogether. And that's clearly the right way to go. In fact, just as an aside, the bills that NORML is working strenuously to try to move forward in Congress would do the same thing for recreational marijuana. That is, we no longer would be satisfied to move marijuana out of Schedule 1 down to Schedule 2, 3, 4, or 5. We want it totally off the Controlled Substances Act, and there are a couple of bills pending right now in Congress that have major sponsorships to do that very thing. I doubt that we'll have the support to actually accomplish that until after the Trump administration, but you never know. Sometimes things move more quickly than they seem like they're going to. But at least it's a fascinating time where we used to have maybe one or two pro-marijuana bills or marijuana law reform bills in Congress. I think today we have 40-some bills pending, and there's even something called the Cannabis Caucus that has over 100 members in the House of Representatives. You know, I have to pinch myself every time I think about that. There were years where we didn't have more than one or two members of Congress that would be publicly identified with NORML and with our program of legalization. As I say, today there's actually a Cannabis Caucus that meets regularly on the Hill.
Thank you very much for having us, Casper.